Thor is getting some changes in the season 2.5 patch, and I've been getting literally hundreds of comments across all platforms asking for my thoughts on it. I did post a YouTube short and a TikTok explaining what was going on with the changes, but I tried to keep my personal opinion out of it as much as I could. Now that I've had time to really think it over and get all of my knee-jerk reactions out on stream, how I feel about the changes still stands. The changes are utter nonsense, and it really does imply that the devs have no idea where they're going and is literally just doing shit for the sake of just doing it. I don't want to sound full of myself or no shit like that, but I think at this point, us Thor players could come up with better changes than whatever the fuck this is. With that being said, there are a lot of people that believe that Thor has gotten a massive buff because certain content creators are saying that these changes are really good, but I assure you they are not. I'm not trying to put anyone down here, and I don't mean to be like pretentious in how I word this, but if you think this is a buff, you are wrong, and you need to think before you press record or just start streaming, making TikToks and shit. It's actually so dangerous when people with platforms don't really know what they're talking about and just start speaking, because people just tend to listen and don't critically think before spreading more of that, misinformation that they just took in. But aside from the misinformation, let's get into why I personally think it's bad. And the main reason is that hammer throw is no longer a Thor Force ability. Not only do we not get the constant 100 shields every 2 seconds, but the hammer throw also does fuck all damage, and we can only use it every 6 seconds rather than 2. What this means is that in order to have comparable damage output to the old hammer throw combos, we have to pop Awakening Room. Even if we wanted to have comparable damage with a Storm Surge, it just wouldn't be practical in 99% of scenarios. But here comes the second point of contention, in that people are saying, oh, you get double the damage output and you're calling this a nerf? Well, of course this is a nerf, because what you have to do in order to get that crazy damage output is just not worth it. It's not. It never will be. Again, no flame at all to anyone in the lower ranks, but after a while, you get absolutely fried if you spam Awakening. Any half decent player in this game is gonna track your cooldowns and say, hey, look at this dumb fuck spamming Awakening, and his whole team is gonna point and laugh at you and fucking fry your shit instantly. A lot of the reason that Thor players get flamed is because these dumbass niggas have tried to spam Awakening and they got fried, so they think that's all the character is. It's just not true. But with that, I have to address something else, and it's to the low elo dumb fucks in my comments, and I mean this shit 100%. Please shut the fuck up. Please, you're embarrassing yourself. The amount of comments that I've gotten along the lines of, oh, if you can't adapt to these changes, then you must be bad, or you're just not as good as you think you are. Brother, you have a negative win rate in GM. If anyone can't adapt, it's you. And actually, a lot of you niggas ain't even hit GM yet. I seen a little percentage. It's like top 98% or some shit like that. Man, a lot of y'all niggas lying about y'all ranks anyway, man. If anything, the matchmaking is adapting to you throwing you in fucking win-loss queue, you idiot. So please shut the hell up. But holy, that's a little fucking side tangent rant, whatever the fuck. But yeah, the issue that Thor players have isn't that we can't adapt. It's because of the implications that go into this change and what that means for the devs. It literally means that they have no direction in where they want this hero to go. They have no clear vision for the hero. Before the changes, he was the best bruiser type hero in the game, and now with the 2.5 patch, NetEase is trying to make him like a pseudo punk tank. My nigga, it just doesn't work, bro. It doesn't work. Why are we taking something that he's good at and throwing it away just to make him the worst tank in the game at something else? It's just, I don't know. And we're not even getting into how redundant the hammer throw giving you Thor Force back is when we already have Lightning Realm for it, and then Lightning Realm doesn't get touched at all. I don't know, man, but yeah, those were my thoughts on this. This was pretty brief, and I didn't want to get too lost in the weeds with the calculations on the damage and the pros and cons of it. But yeah, these were kind of my thoughts. Yeah, on stream I did get linked a video by the Sovereign explaining his thoughts, and I think he had a pretty good take, so I'm gonna put my reaction to that in here. But as always, love y'all niggas, man. Take care, be kind to yourself, man. But yeah, here we have a video by the Sovereign on the new Thor changes. I was told by my stream that I was mentioned, but let's get into it. I've seen a little bit of this video. He should have some pretty good things to say.
All right, so 2.5 changes came out. I've had a lot of people ask me about them.
Damn, stream.
We'll talk about it real quick because I've seen some really mind-numbingly stupid stuff said about it. So, first and foremost, if you have anybody say that this is a buff, stop listening to that person. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. At least not when it comes to Thor. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I have to see one more dipshit talk about, well, I saw Slap Content Creator 3000 on YouTube say hammer throw is actually not that good, so this is actually better.
Yeah, hell no.
Shut the fuck up, okay? None of those people know what they're talking about. They don't play Thor at a high level. They never have, okay? They're giving their dumb fuck opinions based on like a poor understanding of what the ability is and does, okay?
Surely.
So we'll talk about the change real quick. We'll talk about why it's actually like a really bad change in multiple ways. So the change, in case you're not familiar, in 2.5, and I'm assuming you're familiar if you're here, is just that the hammer throw is getting like a major rework to where now it no longer costs Thor Force. It actually gives you Thor Force back, and the trade-off for that is that it
This
does
shit
lower
is so ass, bro. It's pissing me off every time I like see it, bro. This shit right here, bro. Goddamn.
damage, and they're changing it to not be on the global cooldown, but now it's got its own separate 6-second cooldown. No part of that is good. So I know a lot of people will look
Not
at
a
that and say,
single one?
well, isn't it good that it doesn't cost Thor Force anymore? Like,
Hell
it's not
no.
a buff? Because I know a little bit of it. I played Thor like 3 times in quick play. I know that like Thor Force is his resource.
No.
So isn't it being free good? No, it's not. Okay. So when he does hammer throw currently, it gives him 100 bonus health. Now, this is not how hammer throw is normally used. Let me show you how hammer throw is normally used, okay? You're doing this cancel. That's 115 instant damage by doing your mouse 1 into your mouse 2, or your primary swing into your hammer throw cancel. They both come out at the same time. It does the damage of both, so it's 45 plus 70 for 115. That's 115 damage instantly. That's what hammer throw is used for as a Thor player. And as a Thor player, this is pretty much what your rotation looks like. Okay, swing, 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 cancel. 1, 2,
Right.
cancel.
And if you do the animation cancel correctly, you can instantly pop your F. So you get 115 plus the 70 like instantly from your awakening. Then Mjolnir spins around for like 10 or 5 damage, if I'm not mistaken.
That's how you keep Thor's bonus HP up in those brawl phases. Now you can mix some surges in there if it makes sense to. If it makes sense to push them to a side, or if it makes sense to like, push them up, whatever. You can get some health back from that too, but that does less damage than hammer throw currently does. Hammer throw is 70 and no charge surge is 40. Okay.
Yeah. That's
Now,
fucked.
why that's a bad change is because when you make hammer throw
They're
free,
both 40 now.
what you're doing is you're saying,
Jesus Christ.
okay, well, that 100 HP that you get during your normal brawl cycle, the only way that you can get that now is from surges or from popping awakening.
You know how bad that is? You have to put yourself in a bad position just to get get less shields now. You only get like what? How many shields for a surge now? 75? You get like 75 for a surge now. And that's the only way you can get it. You have to put yourself out of position to do it. Or just pop awaken and get the, like, what is it, 150? And then just get fucked on by a Punisher hella.
You don't want that to be tied to abilities that potentially put you at further risk. So when you do awakening, that's 5 seconds of time that you cannot surge out if they start to focus you, CC you, if they start to realize that you are wherever you are and everybody turns around to come hit you or whatever. Generally, the response to that
Because
is,
they
okay,
will.
well, fuck that, I'm out of here.
High elo.
Okay? You can't do that while you're in awakening. So every time you do awakening in the current meta, it's a risk. It's a trade-off of being able to do some pretty quick damage for the trade of not having your mobility tools available to you, and the trade of that 5 seconds, that bonus health that you initially generate, it starts dropping before this is over. So it's already pretty low by the time the thing is over. So you're not actively regenerating within that 5 seconds.
So spamming hammer throw is actually effective because you don't want to just be relying on awakening for the shields. Like nobody is popping awakening for the shields. They're like niche scenarios where you do it. You got the nutty? That's what's up, bro. I would assume like most of you didn't get it since the stream just fucked up and this is like a 2 a day. But W.
The topic of like Thor rhythm. So Thor's got a brawling rhythm. He's got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Bro. And that's the best fucking feeling about it, bro. like going in, having a rhythm to the abilities you press is like a mini game of like uptime, basically. It feels so good once you actually learn it.
3.
You can like mix it up, do some crazy shit.
That's his brawling
bro.
rhythm. That's how he keeps us sustained in these brawls. If you think that hammer throw is this,
Hell
if
no.
you've watched some dipshit YouTube creator get on Thor for the first time and he's in the practice room and he's looking at the abilities like, oh, what's hammer throw? Okay, well that doesn't seem very good. He's also got this.
You love the rhythm
Stop
of Thor right
listening
now.
to these people.
Yeah.
They do not play the character
So
at a high
good.
level. Every time you hear some dipshit say hammer throw is bad, they don't know what the fuck they are talking about. They don't understand what it is to his rotation. They don't understand what it is to his burst. They don't understand what it is to his HP sustain.
Bro, the burst. Oh my god. I'm gonna miss this shit, bro.
Hammer throw is one of the primary reasons that Thor is able to brawl.
Yeah.
So when you're doing this in a group of characters, that hammer throw is the only thing that's not moving you 10 meters away or 6 meters away, depending on whether you do or don't hit something. You don't always want to do that in a...
And it's not locking you into awakening. You have so many more options when you just spam hammer throw. And you keep up the damage that you would be doing, because it's a lot of burst. The fucking combo is like 115 damage?
a brawl. Sometimes you actually do want to stay right here.
And keep up the damage and not just mouse one.
Hammer throw is essential to his kit, not for that. That's dog shit. Nobody really uses.
Who is bro? Who is bro? Are they listening to people that do bro?
Kit not for.
This shit is pissing me off. Are people really like hammer throwing like this? Are we really doing this? Let me know, chat. Does anybody put stock in this play style of just throwing hammer and standing there for like
that
for this cooldown? There's no way in hell niggas are listening to these niggas that do this with hammer throw. Bro's on to
that's
something.
dog shit. Nobody really uses it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can use it occasionally, like in poke phases, if you don't want to go into rune, just to poke out a little bit of damage. But for the most part, people are not using it for that.
Yeah.
So that's a nerf on its face. Taking away the fact that it does cost a resource is a nerf, period. Because now you don't get 100 bonus health from it. Mm-hmm. On top of that, they've also lowered the bonus health that you get from anything that does cost Thor Force. Yeah. So now instead of 100 and being able to get it from Hammer, Throw, Surge, and Awaken, now you only get 75 and you can only get it from Surge and you get 150 from Awaken. Those are your only two sources of bonus health now.
That's so
both of those abilities.
Bad. How do niggas not realize how bad that is? How do we not realize how fucking dog shit that shit is, bro? It's crazy.
Put you at risk by either moving you or taking away your mobility options. You don't have a neutral way to regen health anymore with this change.
2 to 5 seconds every time.
So your old neutral used to be that. That's how you get 100 without moving around, sliding around, surging around, displacing anybody, whatever the fuck, or putting yourself into this state. That's gone. You have no neutral sustain anymore.
Yeah.
Okay? On top of that, they've changed the cooldown on it to 6 seconds from, like I said, global cooldown is actually 1.5, but we'll call it 2 just for the sake of simplicity, and practicality in real-time use. So now you used to, this is like a bread and butter burst for Thor players. It's 115. 115.
Shit, bro, spitting off facts.
That's a very common Thor cancel. When you take that away,
and you know what's crazy? Niggas don't even know that exists. Niggas come in my chat all the time like, what did you just do there? What was that animation cancel? And that's no flame to y'all, but niggas ask me this shit like every day. Man, the more I think about the changes, I just can't reason with them. Yeah, you just can't, bro. There is no reasoning with this shit. There's no logic behind it. Or it's like, I don't know, bro. I genuinely don't.
By making him only able to do it once every 6 seconds and lowering the damage on it, instead of 115, 115, now it's going to be 90, 90.
That's funny as fuck when you look at it like in real time. Hell no. Yeah, only bad Thors don't use that. Yeah.
Lower damage. And so every dipshit who's talking about, oh, well,
that's funny
number
as fuck
go
when you
up,
see it
so
in
it's
real
actually,
time.
number's not going up. number is very much not going up for sustained damage. And I'll explain why too. So a lot of people are like, well, you'll be able to get into Rune now more often because you'll have more Thor Force. Okay, let's talk about Rune.
And get fucked on.
Rune is 10 or 11
and you get less HP for the rune. It's crazy.
It's at 70 apiece over 5 seconds. Okay.
10 or 11.
So let's do
70.
the math on that.
Yeah.
It's either 700 or 770 damage divided by 5 for damage per second. So it's 140 damage per second or 154 damage per second. The way that you get 11 hits on it instead of 10 is you just buffer your M1. So
yeah.
If you're not familiar with buffering, it's like when you input a key and then before that key actually comes out, you hit another key and then the key that you originally were holding actually comes out last. As long as you keep holding it down through whatever the second animation thing.
They don't know about the input buffers, man. Fighting game players probably understand.
I keep saying 10
Them
or 11.
Awakening just asking to be killed in any elo. I mean, not low. I don't know. I couldn't really speak for low elo. I don't know about the input buffers. You probably do it like subconsciously, or you just don't realize it.
So it's 700 damage total.
Even the animation cancel like that you do normally, that could be considered using the input buffer. It's another version of it. If that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining this shit like terribly, but yeah.
Were to hit every rune, it would be 700 damage over 5 seconds, or 770 damage over 5 seconds. That's not actually number go up. It's really not, compared to single target damage like this, where you can do that 115 burst and then a 45 a few times and another 115 whatever. It's better sustained for you. You keep better health. And this is a lot more consistent to hit when you're in somebody's melee range than trying to hit runes from a distance R, because they move at 60 meters per second. You have a stat on your stat sheet for Thor that's Awakening Rune accuracy. I promise your shit is not, it's probably not even above 75 for your best game.
Yeah.
Right?
Hell
so
no.
acting like it's going to be consistently
like
good
average.
DPS because you've got an ability now that can do 140 to 154 DPS that you can pull out more often or whatever. That's 160 in 1.2 seconds. So what the fuck are we talking about? Not really. Number's not going up as much as you think. So even damage aside, and it killing his burst and his rhythm from the cooldown change, and it killing his sustain from the other change, it's just fucking unnecessary. And this is why it's unnecessary, because if ostensibly the point of the design change is, well, we would like Thor to be able to rune more often, and the way that you do that is making sure that he's always got enough Thor force to rune. Yeah, we've got an ability for that. So like, let's say
49 average for me the last time I checked. Yeah.
And then
anywhere from like 50 to 60 is like normal.
Wow, I've got enough Thor force to fucking go right back into it because I've already got an ability that does that. It already has that utility. It's called Lightning Realm. Okay?
Yeah.
It's been there since the fucking character came out.
It's redundant, man.
It gives you 1 Thor force for every character that's in it.
Yeah, my best is 68.
So,
he was right.
Let's say...
Yeah.
I need 2 hammers. Wow, I've got him again.
That's all you gotta do.
Melee rotation, the thing that keeps him sustained with bonus HP, the thing that acts as his decent little chunk of burst within this rotation, to give him more Thor force for an ability that right now often doing more than once in a row in somebody's like front line or even in their back line is usually fucking suicide, because that's now not just 5 seconds of not having a mobility ability, but 10 seconds of not having a fucking mobility ability, because you can do this. I can already do this.
Exactly. You can literally already do this shit. And you don't need to do it any more than like 2 or 3 times. I don't even think you can get it 3 times.
Already do it if I want to do it. So what was the fucking point of this change?
It's just redundant.
It's a terrible change. Anybody telling you that this is like a buff or like, oh, you can rune now more so it's good, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. You will only hear this by people that do not play Thor at a high level, and oftentimes they'll even preface it with, yeah, I don't play a lot of Thor, but
yeah, okay. Exactly. Sad part is so many non-Thor players think you got a crazy buff. Yeah.
I think this is a really good change for him. I think this looks really strong. Because now the thing that used to cost a resource doesn't cost a resource. They don't understand that it costing a resource is central to his fucking sustain.
Yeah.
Don't listen to these people. If I have to listen to one more dipshit talk about, oh, well, Slottuber 3000 made a guide 3 months ago, and in his Thor guide, when he was going over the abilities, he said Hammer Throw bad. So Hammer Throw actually bad. I don't respect you or your dumb fuck opinion, and I don't respect the opinion of the person who said that because they do not play the character at a high level. Stop talking about it. They do not know what the fuck they're talking about. Go listen to people that actually play the character at a high level. Every one of them will tell you that this is a bad change because they all understand these core aspects of.
Oh damn, was that me?
Of them will tell you that this is a bad change because they all understand.
It was. No, that's crazy. Real one? No, actually.
Understand these core aspects of playing Thor. It'd be like if so Captain America is a character that super relies on his animation cancels for consistent
that shit's so fun. Goddamn.
Pressure and consistent damage. Without his animation cancel, his primary attack, that whole
useless
melee into 4 ranged, it would be pretty dog shit if he didn't have his animation cancel. This would be
that shit could get healed by literally just a rocket, like alone.
Like if they gave him it's not even like if they gave him higher damage on his E, because this is actually lower damage on the equivalent, but okay, like it would be like if they took away his animation cancel and then said, well, it's a buff because we did it by making your E do a little bit more damage, except here it actually does fucking less damage.
Yeah, hell no.
And also lowers the output on his animation cancel because they've also dropped it from 70 to 45. So now this 115 burst that you used to be able to do every couple of seconds,
bro.
Now it's 90 every 6 seconds. It's a dog shit change. Don't listen to anybody telling you that this is
worse in every way.
If we're going to talk about pros for it, the pro is that what they're intending with it is that you can kind of hang out in the backline more. You would get a Thor force from that. So if you were down at 2, you would be able to.
You don't have to put yourself out of position, but if you're standing back there anyway, you might as well just like mouse 1 on Punisher or mouse 1 on Hela. If you're gonna be standing back there anyway, get way more value, better ult, and you fit better in it like any team comp.
Then rune a little bit sooner and have longer poke phases. Buddy, if you want to play a fucking tank with a poke phase, I got one for you right here. Look at this guy.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh my god. Look how much.
It's crazy how we were thinking the same thing. What the fuck?
Oh, he pokes so good. Oh my god. He even kills stuff with it. That's crazy. And it moves faster. This is an 80 meter per second projectile instead of the fucking dog shit 61 that Thor has, and it does more damage.
Yep.
So why the fuck are you playing Thor to play a poke tank when he doesn't have any of this utility? He doesn't have any of this fucking utility.
Now he's crashing.
He can't do that. Like, what are we doing here? We've already got poke tanks that do a lot more for the team. That is not the role that Thor fills. It never was, but they're turning him into that for some fucking reason. Wow. It's a dog shit change. Anybody that says this is good doesn't play the character. Don't listen to them. I mean, honestly, if you want to play a character that sits in the back line to do 70 damage with an infinite range ability, I got somebody you can play. Look at this.
Exactly,
this
bro.
Oh
I
God,
literally just said this. No, chat. Look at this. I literally said this in a TikTok I made yesterday. Hold on. Fuck with me on TikTok, by the way. But nah, Thor is like undoubtedly fucked. Watch everybody in the Discord. They're just over this shit, really. And we're really about to have to put the fucking mag in the bag now. Like this is all we're gonna be hearing in games now. Just this shit. Just mag. Can we get a mag? It's just over, my nigga. These Thor changes suck ass. Y'all are playing clueless about what changes he actually needs. Fix my fucking phone, nigga. Exactly. Like, why would you want to spam Awakening when you can literally stand like 15-20 feet back of where Thor would be playing and just mouse 1 with Punisher? Literally just mouse 1 from a safer position, get more value, a better ult. It's just so weird, bro. They basically made him a fat ass DPS. Niggas been saying
crazy.
that, but it's like actually true now. I'm not gonna lie. Man, fuck! You niggas just nerfed the worst tank in the game? And you expect me to play this shit? No, I'm playing Thor on Brawlhalla, nigga. It's over. Shit crazy, though. I'm dead ass, nigga. Nigga talking about he actually on Brawl. Of course.
Look at what they made me do,
playing,
bruh. They made me hop on fucking Brawlhalla to play a good Thor. This shit's crazy.
Bro, I'm gonna keep playing Thor, nigga. On this Brawlhalla shit. This is beautiful. Bro, what you think about the Thor changes? You seeing it right now, man. We playing Thor and Brawlhalla, nigga. Cause they clearly don't want me playing this nigga in Rivals.
Exactly,
No, I know.
bro.
Ironically, Thor is better in Brawlhalla than fucking Rivals. It's crazy. Yeah, man. Shit's insane. Back to the video, though. A little side quest we just fucking went on. looking at the TikTok.
Yes, just like with Thor, there's no range limit, except on this, it's actually instant. You don't have to wait for a fucking travel time at all. You can do 70 damage on people all day, even faster. And sometimes, look, check this out.
If you want to pose,
She's got a
just do
ability
this.
too. Sometimes it even does 140. It's fucking sick. So if you want to play a character that hangs out in the back line doing 70 fucking damage to people, hey, one already exists. If you want to play a character that's not a tank at all, because they don't have the sustain to keep any fucking space. They got no ability to mitigate any CC whatsoever. And you don't want to rely on fucking resources or anything like that. Look at this fucking beast right
Mouse
here.
one.
Oh my god. Perfect character
Isn't she getting 10 ammo next patch instead of 8?
for you.
Yeah.
Okay? If you want to look like a goddamn champ in a practice range like their shitty little dev showcase did, hey, look how good Hella is, buddy. Actually, let's watch the showcase video. This is some of those like patronizing, irritating shit to me when they release this. I have never been more fucking irritated with the dev team in my life than when I saw this. Because the way that they worded this was like,
hell nah. Yeah, ammo buff.
We're just trying to provide more clarity on our design intention and showcase that we understand what the change was for and does. Yeah. This is not a lack of clarity. What we're telling you is it's fucking dog shit.
Mm-hmm. Nigga, I'm on Ultron, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't switch up, but at the same time, I gotta be realistic. Because they don't know what the fuck they're doing with this.
Not a brawler anymore. They just want to make him like the worst poke tank in the game. I'm probably not gonna play him anymore. Not having that sustain in brawl phases is too much of a loss. The fact that they did all this at once is so funny to me. It's like one of the worst design changes for a character I've ever seen in any hero shooter ever.
Nah, I'm dropping him too. Hey man, we on the Ultron.
If we want to talk about like positives for it, if we're gonna try to do like some silver lining shit, aside from like you'll have more active poke phases, I guess. The one benefit is that since they are taking hammer throw off the global cooldown and not making it cost Thor force, you can technically do my combo.
Let's see it.
Without having to trick the game into thinking that you have the Thor force or that you're not on global cooldown, because you will have the Thor force and there is no global cooldown.
Just don't play Thor.
But if you could already do this is nothing to you. This is not a buff at all.
It's the same shit with less damage, gang.
Even if you couldn't already do it, it's still a nerf in every other way that I've already talked about. So you can do that now. It's going to do 25 less damage, so you're not even going to hit the breakpoint on Luna, because Luna previously, with that combo, you were actually only killing her off that 15 damage aura for the last hit. So you would actually still have to hit one more rune with it.
And the people...
So yeah, man.
The fact that people don't even know about the damage aura, but they're speaking on the change is crazy. That's actually a good point he just made. On the breakpoints on the Luna and the damage aura. Hashtag why the Hawkeye get a buff? Because, bro, he's not good enough. He doesn't kill Thor fast enough, bro. Of course.
This is not a good change. Hopefully it doesn't make it to live like this, but I don't think the live, Thor
We're fucked.
Community, I guess, is as active or loud or prominent as, funnily enough, the fucking Jeff community, who already got some of those changes reverted.
Damn.
But yeah, man, if this goes live, I think I'm just done playing.
You're too funny now, bro. It's funny as hell.
That's not the tank I signed up to play. I signed up to play a brawler, not the world's shittiest poke tank. So
not real. We got fucking.
Luckily, there are other games out there, so I don't have to suffer through this. I've been playing a lot of Expedition 33. I like that a lot. If you guys haven't played that, don't spoil yourself. Don't look up anything about it. Just go play it on your own time.
Right. Everybody's saying not to spoil this shit. I was tapped into Red through a stream, and he said don't spoil Expedition 33. You too funny. Need more reaction streams from you. Hey man, y'all gotta send me some shit to the Discord. Damage aura goes hard. I had some funny kills because of it. Yeah, I've heard enough mods. Give Thor a vasectomy and break his legs. Nah, actually, rip his fucking heart out, bro.
Great game. And Overwatch is always there too.
Fucking drip feed this nigga through a fucking straw, some weak ass Pringles or some shit. If you wanna be fucking fat as fuck on this game.
Where's Paladins when we need it, bro?
Where's
Jesus
Paladins?
Christ.
Jesus.
Have fun, guys. This is not for me.
Where's the have fun? We are not having fun, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
If this all goes live, I'll probably just go back to my first main, which is my boy.
Oh
my
no, no Sovereign. I was fucking with the Sovereign, bro. There's just no way Sovereign is a chat. Mac. Can we get a mag back? There's just no way, bro's a mag. He was a mag player before
Fun.
Thor.
Guys, this is not for me. If this all goes live, I'll probably just go back to my first main, which is my boy Magneto.
Man. I don't blame him though. He is getting buffed. Shit. But damn, W video. Let's see what we're talking about in the comments. But before that, let me give you a silver lining, my nigga. Let me give you a silver lining here. Shit kills me. Nah, shit's fucking crazy. The fact that Netties probably thought that the example video would impress Thor mains is hilarious. There's no fucking way in fuck they thought that shit would impress anybody but fucking golds and like fucking silvers. They just picked up Thor like yesterday. Nah, Chromis, we got a whole season of that ahead of us now. Hey man, I'm on Ultron. Y'all know what I'm on. I'm getting on Wolf so all the awakening bots can see why it's bad. Andrew, dap me up through the stream, bro. Dap me up, my nigga. You doing the Lord's work. Just don't do it to me if you see me in game. But yeah, that is some big brain shit though. But yeah, silver lining. The only thing that I see this shit being good for like at all is maybe like when people are running away from you and you can't close the distance with your storm surge because you'd be down to Thor force anyway and you just want to hammer throw and get your awakening and just poke them. But I don't fucking know, because if they're actually like hard kiting you like that, you probably already won the fight anyway. If they're like actually hard kiting the way you would need to use that resource. But yeah, you say you gonna do that too? Nah, you're a demon. You're a demon. Let's read the comments. I see a lot of people I recognize from my shit. That's crazy. Shout out to y'all, man. Valid crash out. Not real shit. I was just watching this a little bit before you went live and left a comment. Bro articulated everything perfectly. Nah, he's actually a demon with this shit. I fuck with this video. I ain't gonna say I saw this shit coming, but I was prepared. But closing thoughts on this shit before we get up out of here. I know I let the video play out like a lot. I agree. This shit is like complete dog water. Anybody saying that this is a buff, I don't want to even like, you should not listen to these bitch ass niggas because they don't know what they're talking about. Because they don't, but I don't know. I don't want to be that guy. But fucking yeah, I agree. This shit is dog shit. There's literally there's almost no like upsides to the shit at all. There's like maybe one or two, but even then, like this shit is just nothing, bro. This is a fucking nothing patch. No direction, no nothing. But Ultron looks fun. I'm right to the gym on the way. W video. Everybody like, comment, subscribe on this shit, bro. It's a good video. Great video. Everybody fuck with it.